Hey, Slash, how you doing, Buckaroos? How the heck are you? Yeah, I'm coming a little bit earlier than I usually have a chance to on a Tuesday. Um, didn't have that late night rush I typically have. It's been a cold and dreary day here in the Ozarks, so I jokingly put it as a description. We're going to talk about old people problems today, as it's all my arthritis has been killing me. But kind of what us old people do. We talk about our aches and pains and then compare medications, right? anyways, I digress. Oh, wow. So I've got one here. This is brand new. In fact, you can see the dealie from there, but it's not showing it there. On my preview, it shows it, but on the dealie bobber here, it's not showing it. Anyways, so this is the Rice Lager just came out at Banter Brewing today. I took a small growler home, and I was asked not to share certain things. Proprietary brewing methods. I will say though that they made this rice lager very traditional, not in the way that most American breweries are making it. They made it a very traditional way. And to give you another hint, it's called the Fun Guy Lager. I'll let those of you put that together. Those of you wise folks, fun guy. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about it. Other than wow, I had a well, I took a 10-ounce glass, poured myself about 5 ounces before I started my shift today. And man, the aromatics on this thing are just amazing. And it's so clean and dry in the finish. There's other breweries in town that have done a very fine version of the style. Then I had this one, and I do work for the brewery, so you can definitely say that I'm biased. I like to think I'm not, but you can definitely say that. But this thing is just gorgeous. It's very clean, herbal aromatics right up top. But the way this beer drinks is so, oh gosh. Many American breweries like to make this style a tad sweeter than it should be. To my taste anyway, I guess maybe I should say. But again, this one fit. You got that. You can feel that rice, but in a good way. It's very clean, very crisp. Oh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Using my tavern style Pilsner glass, as you can see here. The beer just came out today. I love when I'm working when a beer is debuted. Oh, makes my day. Makes my day. And then yesterday we had our the '66 road trip West Coast ish style IPA. So the idea behind it wasn't necessarily to make a West Coast IPA when it first came out a couple years back. 3 years back now, I think, but well, two and a half. Anyways, the idea was it was called road trip, meaning it was going to evolve, it was going to travel. Started a certain way. The idea was always not a hazy, right? So it always sort of resembled a West Coast, but it wasn't. I always said it was kind of West Coast-ish because it certainly had. Um, some flavors, some aromatics of a West Coast, but it wasn't really true West Coast. But I feel like this particular incarnation feels a lot West Coast. But anyways, let me get back to this one, the Fun Guy Lager, the rice lager. I'll let those of you kind of think about that. Oh, mercy. Oop, hit the wrong button. So, anyways, yeah. So this rice lager is just amazing. Very clean, very crisp. I lost my page here. Let me get back to it here. Oh, oh, mercy. There we go. Anyway, anyways, I digress. Legend. As I've said in several videos, if you want to be a decent human being, I will and have a conversation. Don't put your comments up here. But if you're gonna be an asshat, I ain't gonna have it. I'm not gonna give you a stage to be a horrible human being. Uh, so anyway, I'm gonna have some whiskey with you. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Let me finish this up with you. If you're still with me. All right. So before I pour more beer in there, let me get my growler. Gonna pour a little whiskey to have with it. Now, I don't have any Japanese whiskey, unfortunately. That would be perfect if I did. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan. It's not that I dislike them. I've had several, and they're good. But I also feel like the price point on all of them is a little high, right? For the price of a lot of the Japanese whiskeys, I feel like I can buy an American craft product of at the very least equal, if not better quality for about $10 less. But they are trendy, especially among a certain age group. Those younger than those millennials, really seem to like the Japanese whiskey. And again, I don't hate them. I just have never had one that really knocked my socks off. I'm like, okay, I got this amount of money. I'm going to spend this much for that whiskey, even though I like it. For the same amount of money, I can get this whiskey, which to me is a whole lot better. So, anyways, and the whiskey I'm having tonight is, again, I'm showcasing an American craft whiskey. Oh, this is the Betta Holiday, bottled in bond at 100 proof. Distilled, aged, and bottled by Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Let me show you that bottle. All right. Oh, goodness. A beautiful nose on this particular whiskey. Eric says hi. Hi back. How the hell are you? If y'all are drinking anything tonight, you want to talk about it, by all means, share. If not, well, that's fine too. This whiskey is absolutely gorgeous. A little bit sweet up front, but not overly so. This is their 1856 original, so it is A traditional bourbon that uses rye as a secondary. They do have a soft red wheat that's excellent too. But anybody that knows me knows I do like those whiskeys again. But I love bourbon. I love traditional bourbon that uses rye as a secondary. I feel like corn is sweet enough. You need that rye spiciness to balance it out. The wheated bourbons are nice, but in many cases they're just too sweet. They're very soft, very sweet. But I think that's why a lot of folks do like those, because they like that softness, that sweetness that a good wheated bourbon can offer. But again, the same way I feel about Japanese whiskeys, I feel like many of them are just overpriced for what they are. Oh, that's gorgeous, man. All right, let's pour a little more. Yeah, it was cold today. So I had all my usual suspects at work, but a lot of them didn't come out today, or a lot of other folks didn't come out today. I usually get a night crowd on Tuesdays because cocktails are $2 off, but a lot of them didn't get out today. But it was very cold and dreary here, which really got my arthritis messed up. Feeling old today, brother. Oh, so I wanted to get it a little aggressive right at the end of that pour to get that head on there. Boy, that is gorgeous, is it not? That beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous. Anyways, I digress. Oh, this beer has done so impeccably well. Yeah, like I said, I had about 5 ounces, half of a short pour, if you will, uh, just to see how it reacted. Man, it's just gorgeous. So I poured myself a growler to take home today, so I could share some with you this evening. And man, so it's at 5.8, which is a tad high for the style. It's not out of bounds, but it's on the higher range. But it doesn't taste like that. If I didn't know where it was, I would assume it was about 4.5 to 5. It is just so easy to drink and so manageable. Oh goodness, man, that is good. Oh. Anyways, I'm not going to run long with you this evening, but I get on here earlier than usual. It's usually after 10 before I can get on here on a Tuesday. So I'm not going to do my late night videos I do. We're just going to do the one today. I am off tomorrow, but I do go to work out at 11. Although I'm technically off, I still have to go in and open until the person who's scheduled can get in there. And so I told them I'd go ahead and open because they couldn't get there till later. So even though I'm technically off, I still can't relax like I'd like to. So we're just gonna take it easy tonight. I wanted to have that beer with you, have one pour of whiskey, and just take it easy the rest of the evening. This cold weather hurts the old bones, man. I'm having issues with my right knee anyway. The arthritis has gotten really bad on it. So, but I was a kid. Well, kid, in my early 20s, I guess. I broke this leg in two places, and But yeah, when the weather comes in, that just hurts, man. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. It's arthritis hurts, man. And I try not to take any more pharmaceuticals than needed. I do have some anti-inflammatories, but I don't really take anything else. Oh, so I thought I'd have a little alcohol with you. We can all talk about our old aches and pains. Anyways, uh, oh, mercy. Uh, the rice logger can be misunderstood. I feel like the commercial examples aren't as good as they once were. There were certain brands, and I'm not going to mention them by name, but I remember at the time, way back when I was my early 20s in the 80s, there were certain brands that we really liked. And then I try to drink the same beers now, and they are just absolutely horrible. I'd like to think that, I don't know if these beers have changed, but it kind of feels like they have. A lot of what they used to be clean and crisp, like the one I'm drinking now, feel overly sweet and metallic. And then I'm wondering if they're not doing those old world methods like they once did, as was done with this one, doing it very, very traditional to try to get those flavors to really get it as dry as humanly possible, which is what the Japanese style lager was known for, being very dry, crisp, and clean. Something American lagers were known for. Oh, gotta tell you, it wasn't necessarily the plan, but it does pair well with this bourbon as well. Anyways, telling the whiskey whisper, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good. Anyway, I'm also Tom, the beer whisper, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Slash you. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.